How you know I'm coming? Ring a bell, hit a rod. The tip is lead. I wish all the hard rock cafes were the same, not different. Not to self, amend Santas, plus develop Santa too. The better you feel the disguise, getting older, it's easy to slip into something bigger. Who's in control? No. The summertime is coming. Ventriloquism is lost language. I'm staring in the mirror, trying not to move my lips. Getting old, is that a beard? Bread, crumbs, toast, don't look at my lips. I'm barely moving them, can't you see? The summertime is coming. Ventriloquism is lost language. I've got no place for it. Shove it in the bag, shove your arm up it, and move its mouth. I hate having my mouth open. Impossible sounds, the age. Able into able. Impossible sounds. B, F, M, P, Q, V, and W. Impossible sounds, voice in a crowd, in a chorus. One, singular sensation, every little step she takes. Santa's watching. Can we be naughty and nice? Hey, are you coming? That's snow. That's time. Dashing. Oregano. Oregano, herbal. Sleigh bells ringing. Rubbing down the belly, trappings in my beard. So the policewoman says to the drummer,
I went to see a chorus line last night. A chorus line? And there was a dramatic monologue in which an aged dancer's dealing with it, getting older, unemployed, weighted by expectations. The drummer wrinkles her brow. The policewoman continues. The dancer was wearing a red leotard, and she sings totally wretched. Give me a chance to come through. All I ever needed was the music and the mirror and a chance to dance for you. A totally unnatural performance, says the policewoman to the drummer. She just wants to be given the chance to come through and the chance to dance, since that's her main capability. You see, it's her inability to act has been an impediment for her stardom. There's a long dance break, but what do I know about dancing? There's a lot of hackings and character accents. What's a good dancer anyways? Trembling. I saw her body trembling. There's a spotlight chasing her around. My thoughts, I think, my thoughts are that it seems that apart from the music and the mirror and a chance to dance, she's also dependent on the space to occupy, to rain to cover. Dance floor to devour. I couldn't suspend my disbelief, said the policewoman to the drummer. I knew that she was performing. She was so fake, not really desperate. Obviously has a job, 8 shows a week, and that red leotard, dancing 8 shows in front of a stage of mirrors. Panels were tilted still behind her. Mirrors. The drummer is silent. She's not sure how to respond. Should representation on the page or stage be accountable to a holistic expression? A policewoman is not expected to have a voice. She's part of a chorus, or at least the police corps. The drummer is actually silent, but perhaps the rhythm in her head, since she's a drummer, is pom pom pom, pom pom pom. A rhythm related to the consideration and frustration with indivisible class and race privilege seated in the policewoman. Who can agonize? Who can complain about the end of everything? Who is allowed to complain now? The summertime is coming. The drummer waits and says to the policewoman, sleigh bells ringing. The drummer waits and says to the policewoman, sleigh bells ringing. I was practicing my ventriloquism, something to do with being two at once. Pom pom pom, pom pom pom, badum ching. 1. Singular sensation. Ha! A moment of participation, ringing bells. Reach into your pockets and pull out your keys and shake them. What rhythm? Pom pom pom, pa-rum-pom-pom. Hey, can you ring the sleigh bells? Ba-dum ching. Bells will ring against a glass. Can you shake your keys? Santa's sleigh, a smooth international flying, always knowing when you are coming. Are you coming? Yes, I'm coming. Backdrop. No time, no future. This is a text about remembering someone when there is so much to remember. How does Santa do it? Especially if behavior has been ambiguous. Give me a chance to come through. And here is a curtain. Of course, I'm always thinking, how much longer will I be alone? All these wrapped things, all these gifts. So much time. Conception of, wow, mountain time. Something growing from a pile of rubble. A curtain on a string. This is a line. Behind is a mirror. All I ever needed. Give me a chance. Show me how. Curtain. Titles, a chorus line. Punctuation. Police, women. She's wearing a red leotard. Parentheses, Jean-Francois Lyotard. Can thinking go on without a body? The pain of thinking isn't a symptom coming from outside to inscribe itself on the mind, instead of on its true place. The pain of thinking is thought itself, resolving itself to be irresolute, deciding to be patient. It's wanting not to want, wanting precisely not to produce a meaning in place of what must be signified. This is a tip of the hat to the duty that hasn't yet been named. Maybe that duty isn't a debt. Maybe it's just a mode according to which what doesn't yet exist, a word, a phrase, a color, will emerge, so that the suffering of thinking is a suffering of time, of what happens. To sum up, will your thinking machines, your representing machines, suffer? What will be their future if they're just memories? You will tell me this scarcely matters, if at least they can achieve the paradoxical relationship to the said data, which are only quasi-givens, givables, which I've just described. But this is a hardly credible proposition. If this suffering is the mark of true thought, it's because we think in the already thought, in the inscribed, and because it's difficult to leave something hanging in abeyance or take it up again in a different way. So what hasn't been thought yet can emerge, and what should be inscribed will be. I'm not speaking about lacking. I'm not speaking just about lacking words amidst the superabundance of available words, but about ways of assembling these words, ways we should accept, despite the articulations inspired in us by logic, by the syntax of our languages, by constructions inherited from our reading. And thought can go on without a body. Give me a chance to come through. George Eliot's famous poem, "Oh, may I join the choir invisible of those immortal dead who live again." Hello, my name is Ivan.
And my name is Santa.
Relate something you see to something you feel.
Tell Santa what you want, not your parents.
You know that Santa's on his way.
I've loaded Wild Mountain Thyme on my sleigh.
Crushing swing, sleigh bells, all I ever needed. Glass elevator shooting into a sky. I'm not telling my parents about my problems, only relaying the amount of time they seem to take up. Santa nods as he licks his fingers, grasps my wrists, and sucks the crumbs off my fingers as well. His tongue juts and pushes at the end of my fingernails. So too it is. So too it is. It's not coming off. In the elevator riding up to the rotating restaurant and to meet Santa, I ran my fingers through the tips of my hair, unsure whether if it was dry or dirty, even if I had shampooed and conditioned in the morning. The last mirror I looked in showed that my scalp was still flaking. I, bending at the waist, shaking my hair, pom pom pom, pom pom pom, as I rise alone in the elevator, 90 stories in 90 seconds, shake bits out, scalping myself, dreaming of being a fleck of gold. Sand, 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 rocks. A named meteorite. A meteorite with a name. A sun's shower. His sun's shower. What list are you on? Exclusive on the list. I'm on the list. My name should be on the list. Santa's got a list. Maybe it's under another name? It's list, not lips. Don't look at my lips. He's coming. He's already here. The Hard Rock Cafe. We're slowly rotating. Rotating restaurant high in the sky. Dandruff like meteorite dust on the red sky, leotard being. It's not that we're suffering anything in particular. Upward mobility. Not telling about any problems. I want presence instead. Material solutions. Resolve, desire. I ring a bell to indicate that I'd like another round from that round bar. You are learning a lot about sitting in cafes from me. I sleep slowly turning, sleigh bells ringing, pebbles crumbling. The Hard Rock Cafe. The Hard Rock Cafe. The Hard Rock Cafe. As a backdrop. Constancy, memory, futurity.
Lassie on a skateboard. Will you go, lassie, go? A horse on roller skates.
The scenery is changing in the mirror. A message from Gertrude Stein. I always wanted to be historical from almost a baby on. I felt that way about it. And Carl was one of the earliest ones that made me be certain that I was going to be. When I was around 14, I used to love to say to myself those awful lines of George Eliot. May I be one of those immortal something or other. I haven't the poem here, and although I knew it then, I do not know now. And then later, when they used to ask me when I was going back to America, not until I am a lion, I said, I was not completely certain that I was going to be, but now here I am. Thank you all. Sleigh bells?